this is Joanna and I'm back today with another card for the Alleyway Stamps. And today I'm using Cake Day. I'm using this cute cupcake and also one of the banners. And I will create a shaker card, so I will use a couple of dies to do that. And I will start by cutting my front panel. And I want a stitched edge. So I'm using this die from Simon Says Stamp and also these two circle dies, and they are from My Favorite Things. And I was really happy that the bigger circle only cuts dots and the smaller circle cuts a circle. So I was really happy that they were nesting so good together. And I just hold them in place with a piece of washi tape. And I will save the die cut circle for another project. And here I'm just poking out all the small circles. And I'm using my poker tool to do that, and you can just use a toothpick or whatever if you don't have this kind of tool. And then I'm laying it on top of my card base, and I'm using a pencil to draw a circle. So I can use that as a guide, so I know where to stamp my banners. And I'm just making the banner just a little bit straighter, because I want it to go across the circle. And I didn't do a very good job stamping the banners, but I will use a Copic multiliner to fill them in later. And this is, for the shaker, I'm using sprinkles. And I have picked out some coordinating colors, Copic colors. So this would be a light pastel shaker card. So I'm just coloring in all of the banners. And you don't have to use sequins or beads for a shaker. You can use anything. So that's why I thought it would be really fun to use sprinkles. And then I just use my Copic multiliner to draw in the banners that I didn't stamp very well. And I love this Copic multiliner. I use it a lot, so I'm really happy that I got it. And then I erase my pencil lines with a white eraser. And now it's time to adhere the acetate sheet onto the card front. And I'm using, if you don't have acetate, you can just use a piece of old packaging. I used to use that, but I actually used up all of my packaging, so I had to buy some acetate. And this acetate you can also do some heat embossing on, so that's really cool. I won't be doing that today, but I will sure try it out sometime. And when I'm creating shaker cards, I want the acetate to be slightly smaller than the card front, because otherwise, if it's exactly the same size, it creates glares on the outside when you look at it, and I don't like that. I know I'm crazy, but I don't like it, so I just cut it just slightly smaller. And then I used my big roll of 3M foam tape to create my shaker area, and I cutting it in half. And I'm also doubling it up. So I will just go around the whole shaker area with the foam tape. And I love this foam tape. I told you that if you have watched my videos before, you know that I use this all the time. I think it's a really nice foam tape, and the backing is so easy to peel off. And now it's time to add the sprinkles, and I'm just adding a bunch on the card front or on the card base. And these have a tendency to flee because they are round. And here I realized maybe it was too much, so I just removed some of them. So you don't always have to use sequins to create a shaker card. You can use many different things. And one other really good thing about using sprinkles is that it smells really good. It smells like candy. And here I'm just lining up my card front onto the card base. And I'm pressing it really good in place. And I'm just trying out the shaker, and I really liked it. So now it's time to create the cupcakes. And I'm stamping one cupcake onto a piece of post-it tape, and I'm going to use that post-it tape for a mask, because I want the cupcakes to look like they are standing on top of each other. And I'm stamping this in Memento because I'm going to use the same copy colors to color in as I did for the banners, to color in the cupcakes. So here is my cupcakes all stamped, and I'm using my heat tool to speed up the drying process, so I'm sure that the ink doesn't smear. And I'm doing some really easy shading here. I'm using 2 colors per cupcake, and I'm not shading it I'm trying not to shade it as much because I want the colors to be really light and pastel, and these are the lightest copy colors that I have, so I couldn't shade it as much. And then I use my scissors to cut them out, and I'm leaving a thin white border. And I didn't stamp the cupcake as well either, so I'm using my Copic multiliner again to fill in the spots that I missed. And then I'm using my white gel pen to create some sprinkles on top of the cupcakes. And as you saw there, I just drawed a little dot on my finger first to get the gel pen started. And now it's time to stamp the sentiment. This would of course have been easier to do before I adhered this to the card, but I forgot all about it. But it worked out fine this way as well because I used so much foam tape on the back. So I'm using a sentiment from the same stamp set, and I'm inking it up with VersaFine, and I'm using my Fiskars stamp press to make sure that I line it up on the card. And I just go over it with my fingers to make sure that I get a good impression. And now it's time to adhere the cupcakes, and I used my multi-mat to do that. So this is the finished card. I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.